Hooty hoo, Glamour Girls. It's Sam here with a quick little announcement. First of all, if you are Canada-based, we have huge news, and that's that we are performing at the Just for Laughs Festival July 27th at 12:30 p.m. at the Hilton Doubletree Montreal Ovation Room. We are so excited to be going to JFL, and breaking news, we have our special guest for that show, which will be Robbie Hoffman. That's right, one of the brightest and at the same time most controversial minds that the comedy community currently has. So I cannot wait to hear what the hell Robbie has been up to. It is our first sort of brunch time show. It's 12:30 p.m. So we're having this fantasy of, mimosas and bloodies and coffee and sort of reflecting on the night we had the night before, which was of course wild because we're freaking crazy. But it's going to be so fun to meet those Canadian glamour girls and do a StraightioLab live there. And then if you are not Canadian and are in fact American, we will be coming to Boston, Philly, DC, Minneapolis, Chicago, Portland, Seattle, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, California. So we are doing that in August and September, and tickets are available now. We are so excited to travel the world. And by the world, I mean America and Canada a little bit. Get those tickies now at linktree.com/StraightioLab. They are all available there. And on top of that, enjoy the damn episode. XOXO, Sam. Okay, podcast starts now. What's up, everyone, and welcome to StraightioLab.
And we are standing in solidarity with Fran Drescher and no one else.
Now more than ever, what with everything going on.
Exactly. Please stream The Nanny.
No, we can't promote
anything. Okay, we have to talk about that.
The rules?
The rules. There are now, just so everyone knows, this is the first episode we're recording since the strike was announced. Not the first one to be released since the strike was announced.
Correct.
But the first episode we're recording since the Screen Actors of America have gone on strike.
Yeah.
And we have been told that the official strike rules are that we can have SAG members on, but they are not allowed to promote their projects.
Which I find so perfect for us.
Yeah.
Because we have famously never promoted anything.
We have never promoted anything even when asked to.
We have been chided for not promoting when we were supposed to.
We have ruined friendships. I would say it has gotten to the point where multiple times I have had to record myself reintroducing a guest to add their credits because I refuse to do it in the moment.
Yeah, it's tough. And I guess I just want to say, sorry, we've, just always believed in solidarity and always believed in...
And sorry we were ahead of our time.
Sorry we weren't trying to profit the CEOs by promoting your individual products.
Exactly.
Sorry we said a big F you to David Zaslav by not saying who has which podcast.
And by the way, when we have our friends on who still have day jobs and live with roommates and we refuse to promote their projects, that is anti-capitalist. And if they don't respect that and if they don't appreciate that I don't know what I can even do.
Because we've seen what happens when they get successful. Let me tell you, we've seen what happens. They're purchasing so much.
We've been to the Sun Valley conference and it is not pretty over there.
So what we are doing to sort of keep everyone
to keep Austin weird, we are single-handedly keeping Austin weird on this podcast, and Austin is Hollywood and weird
and
is
New York City
poor.
Yeah, so huge solidarity. I just want to say, if Ryan Gosling is listening, feel free to come on. We won't ask you anything about Barbie.
You don't even say the word.
I won't even say the word.
We won't ask you anything about your upcoming projects.
You can just sort of tell us what you had for lunch, sort of what your morning routine is like.
Yeah, I'm sure it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell us how much you love Eva Mendez.
But,
who you are, I assume, keeping locked down so she can't act anymore?
What?
Interesting. Sounds toxic to me.
Where is Eva Mendez?
I'm telling you, Ryan Gosling is toxic. And he is being Jonah Hill, and he is telling her, no more acting for you.
I feel like he's even telling her, don't leave the house for you.
He said, don't leave the house, raise my children while I go and make various films based on beloved fashion dolls.
They have children?
Oh, yeah.
And they're keeping them locked down, too.
I mean, if I tell you... Not only do I know for a fact they have children, I know for a fact that Eva Mendez has entrepreneurship that she is doing rather than acting.
Really?
Yes.
Why are you so obsessed with Eva Mendez?
Eva Mendez is a real. I think Eva Mendez, if she was not pressured by Ryan Gosling to not act anymore, could have a big career. Do you not agree? Have you not seen Hitch?
I saw Hitch.
Well, if you've seen Hitch, then I don't know why you are being so contrarian right now.
I'm not trying to be contrarian. I guess this feels like a more niche opinion. You're sort of projecting it like it's like really mainstream
listen,
thought.
you have to, as we've discussed before, you have to go big. Like, what am I going to do? Be like, oh yeah, she's like a B+ actress. That's not interesting.
Sure.
I have to commit to being the number one Eva Mendez stan in order to reach any kind of comedic heights on this platform.
God, it is so hard to make a splash these days.
It is, I mean, literally it is a death knell to decide to be in any way equivocating. Like, you have to commit, either big or small. Either I'm saying Eva Mendez is a flop and she needs to be ashamed of herself and crying all day because of how little talent she has, or I am saying she needs to EGOT, she is better than Meryl, and she needs to get a Kennedy Honors Lifetime Achievement Award yesterday.
George, I can't help but feel we started this podcast, talking about how anti-capitalist we are and how in solidarity we are, and now, and like even in the beginning of the entire run of this podcast, we were arguing for nuance for once in our lives, and just to see how lost we've become. Where now we're sort of saying be the biggest or be the smallest.
I guess it's interesting that you want to advocate for nuance all of a sudden when it has to do with a woman and her career. And you are saying, stop being so supportive of a woman. Stop being so supportive of a woman. Take her down a peg.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let's
I don't
be
know.
realistic.
I couldn't see any nuance when we were talking about Ryan Gosling and you were begging him to come on the podcast.
I wasn't begging him. I just said Ryan Gosling because I didn't know the right way to say Margot Robbie's name, because sometimes you say Margot Robbie.
Okay, thank you for bringing this up.
Because sometimes you say Margot Robbie and everyone else on earth says Robbie.
No, I've heard people say Robbie. Do you think I would just randomly not know how to pronounce Robbie, the human name?
George, not to be a bitch, yes.
I have heard people say Robbie, and I'm like, well, she is Australian.
I mean,
someone should go by Margot. I think that would be sort of big if a woman named Margot just went by Margot.
Margot sounds very...
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie sounds very, like, video game villain. Okay, wait, I have one more strike thing I want to say.
Please.
Do you think it's shameful that I went to the strike for approximately 25 minutes today?
Well, you had to leave to come record a podcast that you are doing in accordance with strike rules.
In accordance with strike rules.
And
I was there at the earliest moment you could be.
Of course.
It started at noon. If it started at 11, I would have been there at 11.
Of course.
But it was pretty shameful to get there, get a t-shirt, put the t-shirt.
I didn't realize that's what you did.
I got a t-shirt, yeah. I put the t-shirt on. I took these clothes off, put the t-shirt on, walked for 20 minutes.
Right.
Took the t-shirt off, handed my sign back, and put these clothes back on.
Right. Well, it's very much giving like an influencer that does an announcement using a sort of ring light, and then you zoom out and they are kind of in a dingy one-bedroom apartment, and they are, the whole thing has been a lie the whole time. And I wasn't at the activation.
The strike activation?
I was supporting from afar, and I was donating to Fran Drescher. I have Venmoed Fran Drescher multiple hundreds of dollars.
Which is huge.
But I haven't gotten a free t-shirt, which is interesting.
Well, I'll pick you one.
All right, thank you.
Next time. I think what makes it okay morally is that I did not take a picture.
Yeah, I think so.
I took a t-shirt, but not a picture.
Well, also, is there some magical time period that makes it valid? Like, you were there for 25 minutes. That's more than 0.
That's true. I would say an hour and a half is the sweet spot.
Oh, is it?
I mean, not legally, but...
Yeah, interesting. I guess we'll have to ask our guest who wasn't there at all.
Well, it's day one,
Of course.
And we all just thought it was going to work out.
She's not local.
Well, she's on vacation.
She's on vacation.
Crying out loud.
Okay, well, now that we've dragged her through the mud, I think it's time to bring her in.
Please.
Well, you can see her in the upcoming series Redacted. Please welcome to the pod, Liza Treyger.
I'm so happy to be here. This is thrilling. This is my thing. I want to go to the strike, but I don't want to hold a sign. I don't think I have the upper body strength. Do I have to hold a sign?
They will hand you a sign. Yeah. You kind of have to be like, no, thank you. Maybe wear a brace.
You know what I heard? So I was with someone where they went to the Writers Guild strike, and then they got a recon job instead. They told them two people to go by the bushes and take photos of cars that were entering the lot, their license plates. I want jobs like that.
You want to be like a spy?
Yes, I want extra jobs.
You are being such an actor right now. You're like, how can I need to be Carmen Sandiego. I can't just be like one in a sea of people. Like I need to be the star. It's like, yes, these are my background dancers and singers, and I am a detective. You're showing up in like a full pleather outfit.
Yes.
You know, you're also being Gaga investigating the January 6th.
Oh my God, you are so being Gaga investigating January 6th.
Well, I want to say, you know, I am a listener. I have so much to say, but the reason I went to the Chromatica tour was because of all of your Instagram posts.
Wow.
Really?
I saw everyone having a good time and I went, I gotta go.
Wow.
And I have a Gaga shower curtain. Like I love Lady Gaga, but your group of boys having a good time was I was like, I gotta get my hands on some tickets.
You know what I have to tell you, that's how I feel about Beyonce, where I had accepted, I was like, you know what? I don't need to see Beyonce this time around. Like, I will be okay. And now that people are like traveling to Philly and seeing her in, like, people are traveling to London.
I literally feel stupid.
I'm like, and I actually did look up tickets and they're like $1,000. I'm like, I can't.
I can't afford it.
Well, you can email
Uh-oh.
some agents, right?
Okay,
Get some
we
free
are.
ticks.
You know what?
Is that true?
See what happens. Don't you have any, like, I message
but
people at Live
totally.
Nation, event companies. I have no shame. I don't care.
Wow.
No, it is true that once you sort of like, once you realize how available free tickets are.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I used to work at Gawker, like I saw Funny Girl for free with Leah Michelle. I just was like, yeah, we're writing about it. I'm the editor. And sure enough, Olivia Craighead wrote a post about how the man actor is also good.
Now that's activism.
Well, yeah, it's because I used to be, you know, I was buying tickets at 10 a.m. Ticketmaster. I was waiting outside of grocery stores.
Totally.
Like I've lived that life for decades, and things sell out so quick. And I was always like, "How does this happen?" And then you grow up and you're like, "Oh, everyone that works at Live Nation's coming to this concert," and that's why 12-year-olds can't go.
It's like when you realize that the audience at the VMAs is literally all the children, nieces, and nephews of Viacom executives.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's why they're like not doing a good job of being an audience, because this is their entire life.
Well, that's also why like you can sneak down and get better seats because
Totally.
like it'll be like, well, my company got this and I don't want to go.
Yeah.
But you know about the Billy Joel thing?
No.
Oh, Billy Joel, the front row is fully empty and he has staff go and get people from the top rows and bring him down because he got sick of performing for rich people who didn't give a shit.
Oh, I love that.
He wants
that's
people
nice.
partying, so he brings people down to the front row.
Wow, shout out.
Yeah, I want to see Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden before he's done.
I am sort of I have to say, I am really in a concert going mood. these
Really?
days. Yeah.
Well, I had Madonna tickets.
I had Madonna tickets too.
So did Sam. But
I don't, is it rude to say I don't believe her?
I don't believe her.
I don't believe her.
no.
It's something's up.
Yeah.
I think she wasn't ready.
Yeah, but it's like, it's the hits. What, don't you know them? Like, they're so old.
Excuse me. It's not that she doesn't know the lyrics, Lisa.
It's that the stage isn't big enough.
She's like the queen of putting on a huge show. And I say that as someone who has watched the full Confessions Tour DVD multiple times.
I went to the Drowned World tour, but with my family, and it was so sexual, and it was really,
Oh, wow.
I didn't want to be there with my parents.
Wow.
I mean,
But they bought me a shirt.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. And my sister taught me a valuable lesson at that concert. So I was like thinking about my outfit and how to impress people. And she goes, they're here for Madonna, not you. Be comfortable. And since that moment, I never, like Gaga, people were in heels, corsets, wigs.
well, Gaga especially.
I'm like dressed with the pockets.
Yeah.
I'm not carrying nothing, sneakers. I'm ready.
It's very like sort of, I remember like 2009, 2010, where Gaga was such a popular Halloween costume and people would do like the telephone look and the Coke can in the hair. I feel like at her concerts, it is still 2009. People are showing up literally dressed as her.
Yeah.
I don't think that happens. Like, that also happened when I went to see Harry Styles. People were all wearing feather boas.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
That's easier than,
Well,
Gaga
they were 12 to be clear.
But my friend I saw at Dodger Stadium, and the friend I went with, he was like, how many wigs do you think are here tonight? And I go, I don't know, 50? And he flipped out. He goes, you think there's only 50 wigs here? There's 50,000 people. And I was like, oh, yeah. Not 50. There can't be 50,000.
Look, I can't.
How many
begin
people
to
are at
count
Dodger?
that.
Yeah. It's too
No,
much.
we're not in STEM.
No, I do want to comment on other things.
Yes, please.
So Beverly D'Angelo was a guest on my podcast. Do you know that she has twins with Al Pacino?
Huh?
Wait, is she the one Is she his newest?
No.
No.
Early 2000s. But we're talking to her and we're like, you have kids with Al Pacino? She goes, yeah, and I took a break from my career. What? I'm going to tell Al Pacino not to work? And so her whole thing is she was just like, Al Pacino, you go work.
Yeah.
I'll take care of these kids. And she stepped back. So I think that might be
Is
an
that what
Eva
Eva
Mendez,
Mendez
like
is
where it's
doing?
like, what? I'm going to get in the way of Ryan Gosling? Go be a heartthrob.
Yeah.
You know? So that's just a fun little tidbit.
I mean, it is interesting. I know that I was sort of like putting on this act of loving Eva Mendez, but she really is
She's sexy.
She's sexy, of course, and she is talented enough, but she really is the poster child of like, I'm sorry, but like a B+ celebrity. Like she is good enough. Like she can
But she
do things.
She could have
for
become
sure.
A.
True.
And her sexiness might actually thrust her there with her nice blowout with like the big round
Yeah.
brush.
Did you ever watch The Women?
No.
So The Women is this very bad. I think it has like a truly 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's like a remake of an old movie, and she plays the other woman that Meg Ryan's husband like starts fucking, and she's like a makeup counter girl.
I have seen this movie.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I have not seen this movie.
Yeah.
But she is really good at that. And people are not when you play the ditz, you don't get any credit because they're like, you're just the ditz.
No, unless you're in the know. You know, everyone's really impressed with Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah.
in Mean Girls. Can we talk about things that have happened in
Sure,
SAG? Like, what is like? Can you talk about
we
Mean
can't talk
Girls?
We
about
can't acknowledge that cinema has ever existed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, does Amanda have a podcast? We could talk about that potentially.
Do you know, I want to talk about how I am keeping track on which of these A-list celebrities are posting or not posting about the strike.
Really?
Yeah, because some of them are not. You know who isn't? Reese Witherspoon.
Well,
That's because she's an exec and she's married to like the head of CAA.
No, they're divorced.
Oh, they're divorced. Sorry.
But she also, I think, sold her production company to like a war criminal.
yeah, like
company.
Blackstone.
Yeah.
Like truly.
Well, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now she's the richest actress in Hollywood
Mm.
because she sold her company to, bombs.
Yeah, which is such an incredible collab.
I just don't
It's
get
sort of
this.
like, how are you helping each other? I don't get it. But
Yeah, well,
it's sort
she's
of like,
telling women's stories.
it's like KFC X Crocs. It's like, well, why?
Totally.
Wait, they have Croc KFC?
They have like KFC themed Crocs.
Because I have a Taco Bell bikini. I love Taco Bell.
I mean, I do think brand collaborations are in their sort of postmodern era. Like anything can collaborate with anything else.
Well, yeah, the migraine
Yeah.
is that.
But in a way that's almost like losing its luster now. Like it's gotten so
No, it's
absurd
true.
that it's like, oh, nothing shocks me. Like I actually
know.
want to be surprised and I can't be anymore.
Well, it's how I feel about like the fake merch trend of like you'll see a hat that's like, the font of the Met Museum, but it says the Mets, like the baseball team. You know what I mean? Like it was fun for a few years, and it's just getting old.
You know what it is?
sadly.
We got to reel in like who has access
Totally.
to like
Totally.
printing.
Yes.
Screen printing.
Yeah, things
Because-
have been. Yes,
Because
we have
now-
democratized the means of production too much, quite frankly.
Too much.
But you're also like hip, cool New Yorkers in the
Oh,
know.
I see what you're saying.
So you've seen the New Yorker nowhere. You've seen all this for a while.
Yeah.
It might be new to some losers. Like they were like Mets, like I can see someone getting excited
Totally.
on their trip
And
here.
to be
You're
clear,
just
I
very
also get
in the
excited
know.
about like I'm trying to remember like what I
But like
recently
anything that
almost got.
Ariana Madix from Vanderpump.
The pink Glad bags, are you purchasing?
No, but I got Duracell batteries immediately. I went to Raising Cane's for the first time. I'm here to support her. So
Yeah.
Oh, we can't even talk about the Emmys too. I'm just so proud of Vanderpump Rules.
I know.
The editing
Yeah.
was so good. But
We can promote Vanderpump Rules, but,
Yeah.
because that's unscripted.
yeah. Well, I just saw on my phone that I guess Tom Sandoval was sitting outside of Sir Everyone's Inside partying, and he was crying hysterically outside.
Really?
I haven't checked a second source, but I guess he was just crying and talking to himself because no one wants to hang out with him.
Aww.
No, he deserves it.
I mean, as with all these things, at some point it is gonna cross some boundary, and we're all gonna feel bad.
No, because he hasn't taken accountability. If you cheat or if you do something fucked up and then apologize
Yeah.
and actually are like, wow, I did something bad, that's one thing. He refuses to take responsibility. He keeps just being like, you didn't fuck me enough. It's wild.
That is rough.
It's really right. If he apologized, but like he's not sorry.
Mm-hmm.
He's the victim of all this.
Do you think? Here's my question. It's like everyone in this day and age fetishizes apologies. Do you think, though, that they can ever actually be effective? Like, what major star has had an apology that, like, did the trick? You know what
I think
mean?
Jax, if we're talking just Vanderpump
Sure.
rules, because Jax.
We're talking Vanderpump, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Jax is a piece of shit, and he might still
Sure.
be a socio that doesn't even believe the apology.
But he is constantly
him
apologizing.
Being able to be on a show and be like, Brittany is incredible. I'm a piece of shit. I had to work through a lot. I'm a bad person that I did that to the woman I love. Like, that's enough for me to be like, get back on my TV screen.
Yeah.
But for someone to just cheat, lie, everything, and not even be ashamed, that's the thing. But, apologies, because even if you are very sincere, there's people who will never accept it.
There's
People that will never believe that you're actually sorry. They're going to think other things.
Well, it's also a sign of weakness. So it's this weird paradox where, and I'm not making some like weird cancel culture argument, I promise. But it's like this
Well,
weird.
you can if you want.
No.
I know you've never been a fan.
But it's this weird thing where when you apologize, actually, because you are showing weakness, people respect you less. Like, you know what I mean?
You're almost rewarded when
It's-
you like run in the other direction.
It's difficult because if you run in the other direction, yes, a lot of people will hate you, but a lot of people will be like, respect.
Yeah.
Like, he's not willing to stoop to their level.
Yeah, no, Nazis will buy your ticket.
Yeah.
If,
and they have a lot of
true.
disposable income. It's kind of crazy.
I know.
Where do they get all that?
really
Yeah, they're
will
all at Sun
support.
Valley.
Well, I think a lot of the people, like the comedians, I guess I'm thinking about,
Yeah.
they're not sorry because they don't think they did anything wrong. They are the victims of
course, of
something.
course.
And so that's why they're selling theaters now.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're canceled, but the incels are going.
Totally.
But they're not sorry. They don't think they did anything wrong. Like they'll
Yeah.
say something messed up and they're like, poor me. But I mean, I have said fucked up shit, and it's embarrassing.
No,
it's
it's
like humiliating
100%.
to see what you've written and be like, oh my, like it is horrible. It's shameful. But I think a lot of people don't feel the shame even.
Well, shame is in an interesting place because for so long we were saying, destigmatize this, destigmatize that, no shame, no shame. And I'm like, how do we slowly, it's like introducing something into a baby's diet. It's like, how do we slowly reintroduce shame into America's diet? Because let me tell you something, it's time.
Yeah,
It's time.
I felt shame. So to me, it's like, they're just entitled to this. It's really wild.
Yeah.
Our community is wild.
People should microdose shame, a little shame pill every morning.
Of course.
Just so that you're not so overly confident that you say a slur.
Yeah.
Well, everyone needs like a cool, I'm going to say guy. Everyone needs a cool guy who's like, you're doing that? Like
I
just
see.
every day to sort of be like a little judgmental. And that will like help so much.
Like there's one NBA coach who speaks out against racism, and maybe he's that. Like, is that what you mean or no?
I feel like a friend.
You're saying the opposite of a yes man. I think there needs to be, you know how there are professional mourners that go to funerals and mourn in various cultures? Or there are professional like seat fillers at weddings. There need to be professional no men that join the posse. What's it called? Entourage. Join the entourage of famous people, and their job is to be like, well, let's rein it in a little bit. Maybe not those visuals.
It also needs to be like, they have to be like really cool. I don't know who that would be to these people.
It would be like a Harry Styles, right? Like that.
Well, but we mean like not a celebrity. We mean like a friend.
Like basically like we need like.
But those people don't have cool friends.
Right, that's why they would be for hire.
That's why
they would be actor. Oh, this is a way that actors can make money during the strike.
Yes.
This is non-union.
Yes.
It's non-union.
Well, it's not for the studios.
They
It's not
infiltrate the Nazi communities.
They are
and help them out and be like, actually,
yeah, exactly.
like, I don't know about that. Just that little. I don't know about that.
I don't
It's
know about
like
that.
that will be like, oh well, okay, maybe I'll sort of turn a little, and little by little they'll turn.
Wow,
that's a great idea.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah,
all right,
cool.
And
I'm
it's gonna be
into it.
what is it gonna be called?
Actors Against
Hate. Wow.
100%.
Oh, and as soon as the strike's over, it's going on the Oprah Winfrey Network.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is. No, I think that is a very nice way for actors to make money during the strike.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what like Reese Witherspoon is doing with Blackstone.
Right. oh, yes. In her mind, she's the one who's like, y'all, I go into the Blackstone offices and I tell them, war's bad, y'all. And women's stories matter. They matter.
Damn. She's fun. I want to get drunk with her though.
Yeah, no, she'd be great. Although she'd be violent. Have you seen that video where she's like, "Do you know who I am?"
But that listen,
She's changed.
I've been arrested too at the wasted at the hands of a car. But I was 19.
Yeah,
it happens.
and that video
happens.
is pre, as we've said many times on this podcast, wild is when her resurgence started. Anything that happened pre-wild does not count.
That's how I feel. All my arrests were before 21.
Oh.
So I feel like
Oh yeah,
that's
You were
chill.
reborn.
I was learning who I was as
you
a
were
person.
A child.
Yeah.
that should be illegal.
Yeah, the fact that police touched you.
Wait, you were tried as an adult?
Wait, but what? Fuck, I forgot. There was one clip, and I was so lucky I saw it on Instagram before it was taken down because I think Reese Witherspoon flipped out. But it was in an elevator at the Met, and she was just wasted, and she was just like, "What kind of name is that even?" And I was like, "Oh, I want to get wasted at your house."
She's a messy drunk.
Yeah, I really I wouldn't be mad to get wasted with her.
Yeah. Oh,
Fun.
she should come on. She should come on and first of all explain herself.
Wait, this reminded me of another celeb product. Have you seen the new Cardi B liquor infused whipped cream?
No, but
She has a product called Whip Shots now.
Oh.
And it's whipped cream with alcohol already in it.
oh, that's sort of fun.
That's fun.
I think so too.
Actually, that is fun.
You know what I like about that? It's very like, it reminds me of like what something that the characters in Night at the Roxbury would come up with.
yeah. Or Varsity Blues.
Yeah. It's
That
very
was a big
playful.
moment. That whipped cream thing was.
Whipped cream really had a moment.
You know what else had a moment? Putting like whipped cream and chocolate syrup in your mouth as a guy and being like, and like making a little like milkshake in your mouth.
Is that like old school?
I
don't
feel like that.
remember
Yeah, it's very old school. Yeah, it's
Okay.
very like it's very that era of like male comedies. No,
No, you're right.
right.
But the way that I wanted to leave you hanging on that would have been so funny. That was a moral decision. I was like,
believe
I
you.
can either like leave him hanging and it'll be so funny, or I can agree and we can move
I
on.
can-
I just
not
go more
believe it.
set. My brain goes to whipped cream bikini.
oh,
Yeah,
that's huge.
Like that's
You know what? But then my brain goes to Chris Evans in the whipped cream
Yeah.
in Not Another Teen Movie,
Yes.
which is so formative.
It is. It was a great. I watched that all the time to go to bed.
That's a great
It was
film.
really fucking fun. But Varsity Blues, that really like awakened. But did you watch Jawbreaker?
You know what? That's a blind spot of mine. I need to watch.
so
Everyone
good.
talks about it all the time.
There's a popsicle sex scene
Yes.
that really changed the course of my sexuality as a junior high kid. I was like, that's the hottest thing I've ever seen. Like I loved
I
it.
hate when you miss something as a teen and it will just never have that impact. Like I can watch Jawbreaker and I'm sure I would like it, but it's meant to be watched by teens that are like hungry for a sexual awakening.
No, you're gonna
or-
love it.
Yeah.
It's dark. It's so dark, and all of them are in their 30s.
Yeah.
While I think you're still gonna get turned on.
All right.
And
Let's hope so.
He needs this.
I need it. Yeah.
I think it's dark enough that adults can enjoy it for the first time.
Wow.
I mean, that's sort of how I feel about like Heathers. Like
Yes.
you watch Heathers as an adult, it still hits.
Yeah, 100%.
We have to do our first.
We literally
Yes.
have to.
Okay. I can't wait.
All right.
Lisa, our first
Yeah.
segment is called Straight Shooters, and in this segment we ask you a series of rapid-fire questions that's basically this thing or this other thing to gauge your familiarity with and complicity in straight culture. The only rule is you can't ask any follow-up questions. Are you ready?
I've never been more ready for anything.
Okay, Lisa. Being in denial about your lactose intolerance or being sent to trial due to your gross incompetence?
I'm gonna do lactose intolerance.
Okay, Lisa, standing in solidarity with the WGA or having the clarity to call someone gay?
I'm gonna go with clarity to call someone gay.
Okay, doing Journey at karaoke or being horny while eating gnocchi?
Oh, wow.
Horny while eating gnocchi. 100%.
Okay, line dancing, line drawing, or non-linear storytelling?
I'm gonna go with non-linear storytelling, even though line dancing is very in the queer community right now.
You say that.
Okay, stop it, you're bad, or top me, you're Brad?
Stop it, you're bad.
Okay, Matisse or my niece?
That's good.
This is hard.
This is really hard.
I gotta go with my niece. She's starting college this year.
Damn.
Wow.
Sorry I'm running late. Hurry, they're closing the gate. Or McFlurry? No thanks, I already ate.
Sorry, I'm late.
Yeah. Okay, shopping spree or watching Glee?
Shopping spree.
Wow. 1,000 doves.
1,000 dollars.
Oh
When
my
someone comes
god.
in knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, it's
I might get a tattoo.
You are
to
sort of-
commemorate 1,000 doves. I was actually going to stop talking to Chris Murphy Foley after he did so poorly.
yeah.
He got the lowest doves I've ever
He
heard.
really
I was
did.
like,
That was
do
tough.
I unfollow?
That was tough but fair from Sam.
You have to be honest with people.
You have to be honest with people. No, I think your performance was very much like if Madonna hadn't canceled her tour and got on stage and did every move.
Remembered all the
lyrics.
I love that being all a concert is.
Yeah.
Well, do you know the words?
I just love you being like, what does she need to learn? She knows the words.
Babe, that song came out 30 years ago. I think you can remember the words.
We can put a teleprompter up for Vogue. Like,
Wait, did you guys watch Drag Race?
Yeah.
I haven't. We haven't watched the
Sugar and Spice season?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
When they played a clip of Selena as titties and Spice's different reactions to the song, where Selena was just like, I have to fight for my life. This is my last chance. And Spice goes, I think I actually know the words to this song, because I'm really excited.
It's very like the difference between Gen Z and like, I don't know, whatever. Selena, I guess, is millennial, right?
You probably cusp.
Probably cusp.
No, Gen Z will burn it. They don't give a
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. I was listening to our favorite podcast, the Slate Culture Gab Fest, and they had a guest on to talk about the new Wes Anderson movie, and I think she was like sort of on the younger side, and the rest of them are Gen X. And I was so impressed with her just coming in and being like, yeah, so I pretty much don't give a fuck about Wes Anderson, but this was like a pretty good movie, I guess. And she's there like as a culture critic like to talk about this movie. I was like, honestly, go off. Like,
Oh, I've noticed. Okay, I was on Fire Island, and I actually think I found a key difference between millennial gays and Gen Z
okay,
gays.
I need to know.
Hear me out. Gen Z gays know the words to Todrick Hall songs.
Wow. Really?
They don't like it.
Okay.
It's ironic. It's like, of course this is bad, but they know it.
Oh.
And because I think, I was thinking about this, and because this has happened a few times where I've been with like a 24-year-old and a Todrick song comes on and I'm like, why is this bar playing this?
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah. They're like, and a Todrick song goes on.
yeah. And I've been like, what the hell is going on? And I think it's because we saw YouTube as less than.
Oh, 100%.
And they didn't see that.
Well, you're basically pointing
barrier.
to just the YouTube barrier.
Yeah.
Because that is what it is. Like YouTubers, we are just at the cusp where we didn't care about YouTube. Right after us, everyone, that was their entertainment growing
I have
up.
a confession.
What?
I watch YouTube shorts.
That is rough. And I want to say that as people who publish YouTube shorts of this very podcast, first of all, Lisa, congratulations, you're about to be on one.
Yes. I am addicted to YouTube shorts in bed. Like I can't, like hours.
Is there an app for them?
No, I'm on Google Chrome. I'm on Chrome.
I mean, sometimes I do. Sometimes I will just let Instagram Reels play.
Yeah, but on your phone or
Yeah, on my phone.
So why did you choose YouTube Shorts over like TikTok
and we're
or
talking on
Instagram
desk.
Reels?
Well,
Stop.
because you have to hold a phone, and I'm trying to stay off my phone.
Oh.
But YouTube Shorts.
It's on desktop.
And the laptop, I'm like classic, so it's on my chest, and it's like this, so it's like an easy, fun kind of motion, and it's just a woman packing a bento box lunch for her husband and writing a note, and I just
Wow.
can't stop. But it's a lot of anti-trans content, and I keep writing
Famously.
to YouTube, being like, not for me, and like no, and like doing this, and they won't stop. Like I understand, YouTube is dangerous for sure.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
they keep talking about that swimmer, and I'm like, I just don't want it, and it won't stop feeding it to me. It's really wild. I've written like
crazy.
3, like help, I don't want this, and they will not stop.
Help, my YouTube Shorts experience is being ruined.
Yeah, but I also love Emma Chamberlain, and I did buy her merch.
She is the only one with any charisma. Emma Chamberlain, do you know Emma Chamberlain?
Which one is she?
She's like sort of like skinny, sleepy eyes.
Wait,
Fashion.
She's a fashion girl now.
Fashion
She's
girl.
just Louis
Met?
Vuitton.
Yeah,
Tom.
she did
Oh
the
yeah.
Yeah.
It's 3 years in a row now.
Because you see all these YouTubers and you see them outside of the screen and in real life, and you're like, no, flop, get out of here. What are you doing? Like that should be Jennifer Lawrence. But then you see Emma Chamberlain, you're like, finally, we got a good one.
Yeah, she created, I would say at like 16, what YouTube is now. Like the editing, she kind of did all that, and her parents let her quit school.
Well,
Whoa.
good. That's
She was
good
just
parenting.
not happy. She wasn't happy at school, and her dad's like, make videos, and now she owns a giant home.
Wow.
Wow.
I know I want to see her, but I bought her planner because the planner is for people who don't love planning. So there's no dates or months written anywhere.
Yeah.
You can write it in, and so you could do it for a week and then throw it away. And then when you come back, you could just start wherever you left off.
So it's a notebook.
You know what I love about you, Liza? And I think this is a pattern. You really support the creators you like financially. Like you have this you have this bit about like how you always pay for porn, like you want to support the porn stars, and it's like, of course of course you should pay for the people doing free labor. And you're like, yeah, I'm watching YouTube for free. I'm gonna buy that girl's planner.
Yeah, no, I'm a merch girl. I don't know if it's a shopping spending addiction or if it's support, like if it's coming from a good place, but. No, I do. Every museum, I'm buying something.
Yeah.
Wow.
A little postcard, a keychain, magnets. I have Ariana Grande sweatpants.
Wow.
The hard thing with merch sweatpants, though, very rarely they have pockets.
Yeah.
They're also made of like tissue paper. Like a lot of merch is very poorly made, which you sort of realize as you.
Well, also,
But you know who has great merch? Brazzers, Pornhub. I had $250 sweatpants. It was like a collab from SSUR. I mean, because I've
What's
done.
SSUR?
It's like a cool brand, I guess.
Okay.
And then the tag inside says "Fuck you, pay me."
Ooh.
But they're my airport pants, and then I get to see who the perverts are because they're looking at the Brazzers and they're like trying to figure out what's happening.
Wow.
But I've done like event like roasts and red carpet for them, and in the contract I put in I want merch.
You're literally a
So I know we don't.
You're a shark. It's crazy.
So I don't, Kanye obviously with the Holocaust, it's tough, but
Let's start there.
Pornhub and Kanye did a collab, and I have like this Abella Danger Kanye Pornhub shirt that I fucking love.
Okay, I'm shocked by that collab,
love
actually.
that.
I said I couldn't be surprised, and I'm surprised.
Well, because he went off being like, my daughter, porn sucks. I'm like, you were the creative director of the Pornhub Awards. You dressed Asa Akira and put. He was draping the women. He dressed the porn stars.
Are you saying he's a hypocrite?
I think we all are. That's kind of my new thing.
Of course, yeah.
We're all
that's
talking
true.
shit and we're all hypocrites.
Wait,
That's
okay.
very true.
We need to introduce the topic. Is the thing.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, we are being surprised. We
are being surprised.
We asked Liza, do you want to surprise us or tell us ahead of time? She said, I want to surprise you.
I'm so scared you'll hate it, of course.
No, we're gonna love it.
My straight topic is axe throwing bars.
Love that.
yeah.
That is such a good old fashioned
Is a
like
classic.
That
it's very like themed restaurants. Like that is
Well, and it's specific too because it's like it's like newish.
Yes.
It's like people thought it was like a new thing, that it wasn't straight, that it was like, no, we are not our parents anymore.
No, it's billiards. It's pool halls, but updated. And for me, it's like a place where men take women on dates and women go, I can't. And men go, look at that. Like that. It's like the men like holding the pool stick and really show. But then I was talking to a friend about this and she said, oh yeah, that's what they do. Men try to act like they have skills. And then once you're in a relationship, they can't do laundry. Like,
Wow.
so on the dates, they're like, look, I can throw this axe strong, you little weak idiot girl. And then as soon as you're committed, you have to make the plans, the dates, the housework, everything. It's like
such
a trick.
a good point. Because actually, I would say women don't do that. It's not like women are constantly trying to impress a man by like doing laundry when they're dating. No. You know what I mean? Like, women are just like in traditional, heterosexual narrative.
Yeah.
Women's job is to look hot, and that's how they impress. It's because the flip side of what you're saying is like women look hot on dates, and then when they get married, they let themselves go. Like that's like the narrative for women, and then for men, it's like they show how useful they are, and as soon as they lock it down, so to speak, they stop putting on pants and waking up before noon.
Yeah. 100%. This actually reminded me of one of my favorite episodes of your guys with Aaron Jackson about weaponizing oral sex. That was really a life-changing episode, I would say. Where I was like, oh yeah, the men are only on your birthday. Yeah, it's really twisted.
Well, so much of the undercurrent of heterosexuality is like, by the way, we hate each other. That's what it all comes down to.
The axe throwing bar is really freaking me out because I'm realizing like this is something I've culturally known, I've culturally referenced.
Only from reality TV shows though, because I've never been. Have you guys been?
I've never been. I've never been invited. I've never been accidentally. I've never no one's had a birthday party that's like I have to go to this because I went to college with him. It was like never any moment have I been tempted to be in an axe throwing bar.
Never did I see a housewife doing that on Bravo and go, oh, I gotta make a reservation. It was just like, I will never do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw an axe.
That's also, I remember.
So dangerous. People are drinking. You have an axe in your hand.
imagine.
Like,
I don't need any danger in my life ever. I don't want an axe. I don't like darts.
Yeah.
Darts I can get behind. Darts I don't hate as much.
By the way, go bowling.
Go bowling. Something safe. Heck, go for a walk in a park.
Actually, while we're talking about, I hate mini golf too. I didn't even think about it till now, but I really
love mini golf.
See, it's funny.
I like the nature.
Was a hater.
I like the fun sets. Like I like when it's a windmill or a big elephant. Like I like the statues.
Totally. I was a hater of mini golf until recently. I found myself there and just like, it's very much, went in a normal person, came out blackout drunk on like frozen pink drinks.
I've never done like
I was just like, oh, like it was, and I was like, oh, I guess I love mini golf.
I think I've only taken children.
Well, yeah, this was sort of
maybe I need a drink when I do it, and I'll love golf.
That does sound more fun.
Damn, I didn't think about that. I love a batting cage though. If we're talking activity based, like I really enjoy that.
I feel like something like that is similar to the axe throwing to me, where it's like the bar is a little too high, where it's like gonna show how bad I am at it. Like, and I don't want to be embarrassed when I'm having fun.
Again, that's why bowling is good, because everyone is sort of fine at it.
Yeah.
And if now and then you're good at it, that's fun. That's a fun little surprise.
Yeah.
I don't love bowling,
Yeah.
but when I find myself forced to bowl, I have a good time.
That's how I feel. I'm like, it's sort of a crowd pleaser. Everyone is okay.
And you can invite your sober friends.
Yes.
They can eat mozzarella sticks,
Exactly.
Yeah.
My sister, when she married her high school sweetheart, they've been together like over 20 years, but when they were in the dating phase, they went to like disco bowl. What was it? Neon, like
yeah.
lights, blacklight bowling, and her fingers got stuck in the ball, and she flew and slid into
That's so like early 2000s comedy.
She also in where I grew up, Skokie, suburbs of Chicago. There's a poop river, a sanitation river, and the rich high schools and some colleges, they do rowing practice in the shit river.
Ew.
But my sister fell in the shit river is the point of the story.
Oh my God, she's been through so much.
She has.
I know. This girl needs help.
She also had to, leave the Soviet Union as a teen. She's really had it rough.
Wow.
But now she's having a great time.
Oh, well, good for her.
Good for her.
Yeah.
What a journey.
She deserves it.
Yeah. Make a movie about her.
Yeah, exactly.
She got married at 22, started having kids at 25. The kids are now teens. She's in her 40s. She's going to Summerfest. She's
God, I love
traveling, following Imagine Dragons all over this country. She quit her job of 15 years. Her and her husband are in love. They're dabbling in mushrooms. They're going to music festivals. They're doing road trips in Mexico. She's dyed her hair blue. And it's really fun.
I mean, that is really an argument in favor of doing everything young, like getting married, having kids young.
Yeah,
then
getting out of the way.
Finally enjoy your life at 40.
Yeah, it's like right after college, have a kid.
Exactly, yeah.
And if you're a good parent, like my sister is, the kids like you.
Totally.
So then they'll do stuff together with their 20-year-old son and like hang out and sit by a fire and chit chat. So if you also raise them right, you have fun friends that are younger than you.
I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to have sort of a child when I'm 50. And
my dad was 50 when I was born.
Yeah, I'm going to be really distant. I think that.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be so distant. I'm going to have nothing in common. I'm going to be like, sort of being like, what are you doing? That type of thing.
Yeah, that'll be really good for the child.
Well, the child's going to be an artist, of course.
It was just tough because I just was aware my parents were going to die at any moment. Because my dad had white hair. He was 50. So everyone would always be like, is that your dad or grandpa? And so I was, thank God, they're still here. But their death has always loomed over me in a real way.
Yeah.
Starting young. Sorry to bring it down.
No.
But, my sister visited this weekend to go to a party that had nothing to do with anything SAG's against. And we took her home at 1 a.m. and she was livid. She's like, you brought me to New York to party? What? You're going home at 1 a.m.? She was I couldn't control her. Oh, by the way, we saw Luann de Lesseps at the bar.
I did see that.
So, and she told my sister, I bet you can make me come. So I have a photo of them arm in arm at the bar together. She doesn't know who Luann is. She bonded with Luann, was having the time of her life, but screaming that she didn't want to go home. And I had to drag her back to Brooklyn.
I love that because guess what? You know what I do all the time that is so like lame is like I will be at a party and be sort of like performatively having a bad time or be like, ugh, I'm sleepy or like I need to go home or like, oh, I don't like this drink, blah blah. And it's like, how about you enjoy what you have for once?
True.
But I had advice. I wanted an egg and cheese. Like I wanted to go home, put something on, but she was livid. Me and my friend exited the Uber. We had to wait 10 minutes while she finished her conversation with the Uber driver. They exchanged numbers, multiple pictures. Then we went to the bodega. Made me do a photo shoot of her laying on the White Claw boxes.
Yeah.
Like she truly was like,
That's
loving
That's
it.
gonna happen.
Those girls are the girls keeping New York running. Let me tell you,
Yes.
it's not you going home and having an egg and cheese.
No, when I actually do like am like coming home from a night out and decide to do a bodega photo shoot, I'm like, I've still got it.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I still find
Totally,
magic in the city. I'm still 22 and life is
Or when you
beautiful.
get home and you are messily like finding leftovers that are not meant to be eaten cold and just like eating them over the sink, you're like, oh, good for me. I'm 22.
Yeah.
yeah, no, Taco Bell actually saves.
Yeah. I mean, my
Sorry.
new thing is Popeyes, which I had never explored previously. But there's a Popeyes close to a gay bar we go to often, and I'm going there after every night.
Popeyes is great. What side do you get?
I just get chicken tenders and fries.
Fries, great.
Yeah.
I'm a mac and cheese mashed potato girl.
Oh, okay.
Okay, wait.
I feel
Wait,
bad
okay.
saying this on this podcast, but I do go to Chick-fil-A.
Oh, sure.
Me too.
Well, Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
I mean, not like every day.
The
but
mac
like,
and cheese is so good at Chick-fil-A.
Well, the way that Chick-fil-A is also a true cult. Like
Yeah.
I went to a Chick-fil-A in like Pennsylvania or something, and it was all teens, and everyone is like being
Polite.
really nice and like not in like a weird, like it was like they were almost too good at being polite where it kind of freaked me out.
No, there's like all these stories where it's like they could tell I was having a bad day and gave me a free cookie. You know, they're like intuitive.
Yeah, it's dark. It's dark.
But they have they have kale salads. But yeah, when I'm really feeling a certain way, I will Postmates Chick-fil-A and eat it in my bed, and it's bad. It feels
While
bad.
watching YouTube Shorts.
You're painting
With
quite the
transphobic
picture.
content.
Yeah, you're like reporting transphobic content, but eating Chick-fil-A. So it sort of comes out, it comes out a wash. Wait, I want to go back to axe throwing. So I feel like we need to explore sort of psychoanalytically what is it behind all these activity-based
That's what I was gonna say.
venues, like escape rooms, axe throwing.
Oh,
bars.
I hate an escape room.
I-
I will never.
I could not believe because escape rooms would get people you knew one by one. Where at first everyone thought it was stupid and it was like a punchline, and then slowly
It's kind of fun.
people were like, "Oh yeah, like we did it and it was fun," and we were like, "Drink." I was like, "No."
No, I would go to a smash place where you can like smash a
You know
printer
what? I
or
would.
something.
I would. do
Oh,
that too.
that's kind of
Like
fun.
I would hit stuff.
Yeah,
But that's
although-
more like therapeutic. I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
be like drinking while doing that. Like it's not like fun or even like group necessarily.
I know this is reductive, but part of me is just like, go to a bar if you're interesting enough and you are with your friends. That is more fun than having an activity.
Or
Just
I
talk.
like games.
Sure.
In a home, like I do love a board game or a list game. I like games, but I also think axe throwing might be different than other activities. It's like pretending you're back in nature, but you're not.
Oh yes.
Well, this is very the 2010s when like the nature aesthetic was so popular, and I'm sort of like, what happened? Like everyone in the thick flannel, everyone in the like raw denim and the Red Wing boots.
Yeah.
And it was like, what were gay guys doing then? Like actually, I don't remember.
in 2010s.
In literally 2010s, like the 2013
Okay, what were gay guys doing in 2013 when straight people were doing
wilderness.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
You're
I'm
so
like,
good at knowing what happened at what year. Do you think it's because I smoke weed? Like I don't know what happened in
No,
2010.
it's because the 2010s, as Amy Zimmer once said, we have to believe they meant something.
they meant something to us.
Yeah, like because the 2010s in many ways were a waste. Like there's just something about the optimism of the Obama era, whatever, and it's like, what did it all lead to? This, you know what I mean? Like, so we just have to believe in something in the 2010s. We have to believe there was some value.
It also
in the
hit
culture.
at such a weird time where I was like, I love this. Like I was
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, I'm 22. This is the perfect time.
Yeah.
Like I love this aesthetic. Of course, this is my vibe. And now I'm like, that was embarrassing. Like everything was embarrassing.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to reckon with it, and so I'm examining it a lot.
Because I also don't even remember the wilderness moment, but I remember flannel. I definitely remember flannel.
And like,
I do remember the red boots.
I hate beanies that don't cover ears.
oh, that talk about a straight topic.
Yeah, I hate the folded beanie that. Like,
Well, because that is sort of like saying the quiet part out loud, where you're like, okay, so you're pretending you're in nature, but you are in fact wearing something that is making it harder. Like, it is not doing its intended thing of warming you, because in fact you're not in nature.
No, did you remember like at Chuck E. Cheese or places like that where you can get these little rubbery like condom tips that you flip over and then they flew in the air?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I think of when I like think of
Totally.
exposed ears. But it's something about like, yeah, why do you need an activity? But karaoke is a fun activity at a bar. Or are you anti-karaoke?
I'm in the
love
minority of karaoke, and I've stopped, everyone loves karaoke, so it does feel like you're such a wet blanket for not liking it. So I've stopped talking about how I
I'm
don't
horrible
like it.
at it, and it makes me nervous in a way that nothing else does, but I do enjoy it.
I mean, I don't like watching the person that is really good at it, and it's like their one chance to be on stage. It makes me sad.
Well, that's bad. That's a bad version of it.
I just mostly do things like Britney,
sure.
ESB, and
Yeah.
live. I did try to overextend myself, and then I humiliated myself trying to do Marvin Gaye once and Dolly Parton, and I realized I just have to do No Scrubs by TLC and call it a day. Oh, I recently was at a lesbian bar and tried to do Rain on Me, and everyone was so, they're like, and then immediately when I started, they all realized I was bad and turned against me, turned away. Like I could tell the anger.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, if that happens, like it's such a risk. Like, what if you're the one who flops?
I always flop. I almost always flop. I do every time I try to do paparazzi, can't do it.
Right.
I always try to do. I mean, I famously, past guest Theta was hosting karaoke once, and I did She Wolf, and she turned off the song halfway through because I was flopping
Theta,
so hard.
back in the day, I fucking went constantly. And I remember showing up on my birthday, throwing money at her and going, "It's my birthday, give me Britney Spears." And she said, "What song?" And I went, "Surprise me." And I think I only gave her $12. Like, the attitude was not the money I threw at her, and then I did Stronger.
I mean, a Sunday night.
Stronger's a good one.
Because I was like Sunday night at this and that. Right?
Yes,
and it was
but she was the best because she hated us all. Like, it was
she hated everyone there, and it was like a very hostile environment, but in a way that was like a slay.
We are losing the art of hosting. Do you know what I mean?
Continue.
Well, I just think it used to be, I mean, I'm sorry to say we are complicit in this, because it used to be that so few people got the opportunity to be a host of anything. It was like Ryan Seacrest, the late night hosts, the morning show host, whatever. And then with the rise of like YouTube and podcasting and like social media, everyone can sort of pretend they are one. And you've lost like the star power associated with, who's a great host.
I don't know about host, but I think of red carpet when you say this, and
That
like
too,
Joan Rivers
yeah.
was like a moment,
I
whether
mean,
we
yeah.
agree with
No.
her being vicious at people or not, but like it's now like models and just famous people, and then they can't handle Hugh Grant being a dick.
Totally.
And it's like, get a professional.
Yeah.
Get a fucking host, get a journalist, like get someone that can actually ask some questions. We're getting these models that are flopping on the carpet.
I went to a gay bar once that gave you wristbands, like green if you're allowed to touch you, yellow if it's like ask, and red if don't touch me at all. And I actually think a red carpet could, if all the celebrities were like, green means a model only can talk to me, red means I'm down to be like yelled at
By Joan.
by Joan Rivers' ghost, and yellow means like surprise me. I actually think that could be a slay, because some celebrities can't handle the bite, and some celebrities like want the bite. And I think
and the bite is what?
like someone
Like
being like
Joan
a little rude.
Rivers like
Okay.
being rude to you.
Yeah. I don't know if we need. You
You just mean like someone that
can-
rolls with the punches.
Yes, like okay, Hugh Grant's being a dick. Stop asking about these. Like, he's giving
that
you.
girl-
Why couldn't you just go? Okay, you clearly don't want to be here,
Exactly,
so keep it
exactly,
moving. But she
exactly.
couldn't.
No,
And-
she just like had these questions and was like, haha, interesting. So anyway, I heard you love olive oil.
yeah. And the year before, she fucked up because she asked who's the sexy Jason Momoa to do like a traditional Hawaiian dance
no.
that I guess means something in their culture, and she was like, "Do a little haka for us," and Lisa Bonet had to be like, No. And so it's like years in a it's like, can we just get someone that knows what's up? But I do love her. I'm obsessed with her. I think she did change plus size fashion in the world. I do love Ashley Graham. That is who we're talking about.
Oh, that was Ashley Graham?
It's Ashley Graham who I'm obsessed with, but I did hear that she's a flat earther and does not believe in evolution. So that is tough. So get her off the mic. Get her off the mic. I'm buying Revlon because of you. You don't need to be like ruining the carpet for my mother, who that's all she has, you know?
Liza, you're doing exactly what we should have been doing at the beginning. You are combining the high and low of supporting women. You are being like, this woman is a genius. She changed my life. I love her so much. That being said, she's a nightmare. She's a flat earther. She doesn't believe in evolution and I hate her. Like, to contain both of those in the same sentence is genius. And that's why you should be on the red carpet.
Yeah, because not all we can't all be great at everything. It's hard. We have flaws, and her flaws are she is an idiot.
She is an idiot.
But
I mean, that is the biggest. This is the biggest taboo is how some people are stupid. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's like the one thing you can't say. And in fact, it is more socially acceptable to call someone like a hypocrite or say they have bad politics or something. And it's like, no, some people are just dumb. It's not that they are evil.
no, I learned this actually from this podcast because sometimes I think we're all in the same playing.
No.
And then you find out you go to Stanford, and I go, oh Jesus.
No.
But that's how I feel sometimes because I can't put I don't know grammar. Like there's just things I don't know, and then you see people that are so smart, and you're like, wow, everything they say is amazing, and you're like, oh, they're Ivy League educated. Like that's
well.
I don't think
if you meet some of the people I went to college with, you would be very shocked.
Or like Allison Libby's someone like that too, where I'm like, oh, we're having apps, we're the same, and then she'll say something, I'll be like, we're not, you're better.
But once
You're so smart.
I mean, again, some of the dumbest people I know went to Ivy League schools.
No, I know.
To the point where you're like, it's concerning because you're like, these people run our country. It's people that went to like Harvard and Yale.
I'm nervous. My niece went to a private school that's like rich kids, and now she's going to a college that I think is going to be just rich kids, and I'm kind of nervous for her. But then I know someone that grew up in poverty, and they said the only way to get ahead is to be around rich people.
Well, so I
don't really know.
This is an interesting sort of. I was thinking about this when people were talking about the affirmative action debate because it's like, obviously legacy admissions are bad. It's like if your dad went to Harvard, you should not immediately go to Harvard. But then when you think about people that are on scholarship, it's like, well, the opportunity they're getting is basically to become friends with these rich legacy people who can then help them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very weird.
It is confusing.
It's so fucked. But yeah, going back to the, not Ivy League, but yeah, some people are dumb, it's okay. Or evil, because sometimes I try to understand evil, where I'm like, what are you talking about? How are you think it's okay to get a background actor, pay them for a day of work and own their likeness for the rest of their lives? What's in your brain? And then you're like, oh, they're broken. Money breaks your brain. And then it's you're not going to understand. And that's the same thing. Like you're trying to understand someone, and you're like, oh yeah, they're just dumb.
Well, I think actually the binary of dumb and evil is a really productive one. So many things are dumb and people misunderstand them to be evil, or are evil and people misunderstand them to be dumb. Like
you can play dumb and get away with evil.
Exactly.
Be evil. And you can be dumb and people
Seem
think you're evil. Yeah.
It's like if you're dumb, so you express a really problematic opinion, and people are like, oh, you're evil. It's like, no, she just hasn't ever read a book.
Right. And that's valid.
Wow, I'm really sorry I gendered her female. She just hasn't ever read a book.
Oh no, I thought you were about to call me out because I did just buy some books today. I mean, this week, my visit, I bought. I'm really trying to read.
I have a book that I bet you would like that I just read.
What is it?
The Guest by Emma Klein. It's like the book of the summer.
It's called The Cat in the Hat.
Everyone, and you would love it. It's about this girl in the Hamptons who basically like doesn't have anywhere to stay, so she's like scamming her way into various like rich people's houses.
Oh, I do. Okay,
that's like I feel like it's you would enjoy it.
So it's like Anna Delvey, but you're on her side.
Totally.
Okay, cool.
And she's also like kind of an idiot, and it's not meant to be like empowering. Like, wow, look at her. It's like she's kind of dumb.
Wow, that's incredible. Have you been to the Hamptons?
Yes, we were there together recently.
It's true.
Wow, how was it?
I would say whenever, like, we didn't have the like we were not at the white party. It was very much like we were in like, we went to like a sort of crab shack type place. And,
what people don't tell you about, have you been to the Hamptons before?
No. I just watched Summer House, and I have seen the Sex and the City episode.
That is not what our trip was like.
What people don't tell you about the Hamptons is that it is literally just Long Island.
We were fully watching and just like that on the couch.
In like a living room that's like normal.
And then went and had like calamari. That was a 6 out of 10.
But country club prices. Or no?
Yeah, it was expensive.
It was New York prices.
Oh,
Yeah. But I think I was like, when I was first, I was like, the Hamptons is gonna be like the Sex and the City episode, and I was like, this is gonna be crazy, and it was like, oh, it's just Long Island.
Was it like the girls episode?
Not even the girls episode. It's literally like a suburban area.
But to be clear, other people around us are having the Sex and the City episode version of the Hamptons. Like there are huge mansions, and there are people that have like beachfront properties and whatever. It's just there are also more normal places.
They're just people that are like locals.
Yeah. Have you watched The Affair?
No, but
You have to.
There's a comedian who has one of my favorite. Is it Liz McGee? She goes, The Affair. It's a show where you get the man's perspective and the truth. And I liked that so much. I've remembered it for years. Is it good?
Yeah, well, so it's
Or you just love
about a woman who's a local, has lived in Montauk her whole life, and then a man who is part of a rich family that goes on vacations there, and they have an affair. So it's sort of like about, much like the Jennifer Lawrence movie.
I saw
sounds
it.
like the plot.
I saw it. Did you?
Oh yeah, I loved
I haven't
it.
seen it
I
yet.
loved it.
But it's very much about like the class distinctions among Hamptons residents. And yeah, they're not afraid to go there.
Montauk, baby. Yeah, okay, I'll watch The Affair, I guess.
Yeah, there is an original theme song by Fiona Apple. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I
We're
wonder why she
talking
felt so moved to do that.
Sophistication.
Yeah, she's cool. I remember very vividly buying a Fiona Apple CD and a Whitney Houston CD at the same time at the store. And then the guy asked, which one's your favorite? And I went, I don't know.
Well, yeah, you hadn't listened yet.
I'm a child trying to learn my taste.
right.
Like I'm just buying what
Honestly,
society told me to buy.
sounds like he was being a perv. Sounds like he was like trying to start up a conversation with a child.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Weird. It is weird being a girl. And then like I remember in junior high, this girl dated it. She was 12 and she was dating a 22-year-old.
No.
And then at the time we're like,
Those
wow,
stories-
she's so fucking cool.
Exactly.
And
Those
then you're
stories
like,
in middle school are so harrowing.
Yeah, I
Because
am.
there was always that one girl.
Yes. And she also like cut her thighs. Sorry to get so grim.
Lisa.
I'm sorry.
Lisa, I think the SAG strike says we're not allowed to talk about that.
Lisa.
But
Lisa.
sorry.
Lisa, what about axe throwing is straight?
We literally have barely talked about axe throwing.
I know.
It's just that to me, it's just like a date spot for men to try to prove their worth
No,
and
it's
strength,
true.
and then
It's
like women pretending to be idiots.
This
and
is-
it's
Yeah.
also, I liked what you were saying, where it's like, why don't you just go to a bar and have fun? Like, why do you need
Yeah.
this activity?
What you're saying though about women pretending to be idiots is a big part of it.
It's like,
Yeah.
I know you go to Barry's.
Yeah.
I know you're out there doing push-ups. Like, there's no way that you can't throw this axe.
Yeah, it's like, well, I might be empowered, but I'm weak. And then the man's like, love that.
Yeah.
Or it's just like it's also a place for birthday parties where you have too many different groups of people that don't know each other, and then you bring them
Yeah.
into this activity.
That is so, yes, the promise of an activity to bring people together is one of the sort of lies of our society.
great lie.
You know what I mean? It is the great lie. It's like, okay, so if all of us throw axes, then we will become friends. I guess kind of, because at least you have something to talk about.
You literally need to have like a one drink before where everyone sort of meets, talks a little, and then I think you can do an activity, and then, but only for like a half hour. It has to be an icebreaker and not like the whole event, I think.
Yeah.
No, and then you don't do you know the game Illustrations?
No.
So it's a really fun game. There's like notebooks and there's like a card. And let's say the first thing it says cat with a hat. So you like draw it, you pass it, and you'd pass your drawing, and then you would have to guess what that is. So the next card, you would write what you think it is, and then whatever he wrote, you write what he wrote, and you like keep going. So it's like telephone, but Pictionary.
Oh, okay.
But I take it seriously. And I was playing with a group of like art teachers who are like goofy. And they were just doing silly stuff, and I was in a rage the whole time. And then they made fun. They're like, "Do you really care who wins this?" And I'm like, draw what I wrote. Like, I was getting so upset. So that's another kind of risk with bringing all these groups together. There's going to be one psychopath who takes it too seriously, gets mad at people who don't care, who's keeping track, like all of that stuff. Or like bowling, like I'm going to go get order food. You take my turn. And then someone's like, you can't take the turn.
Yeah.
You don't.
No, the level of how seriously you take it is.
I have been yelled at a dinner party for like not taking it seriously enough.
Yeah.
And it was like, I swear I'm trying.
No, the person like me is always bad. I'm bad in that situation, but I love a game and I want to guess and try my hardest.
Totally. Well, sometimes you'll get a peek into the darkness of someone's personality with games. Like my mom. So there's a Greek, on New Year's you play card games. I don't know. Is that like a common tradition? Okay. Well,
that's what I did with my parents.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. And my mom is always like, "Oh, I'm not gonna play this year." And then at some point I realized it's because she is so competitive that she knows it will ruin her entire night.
Wow.
And so she has to take herself out of it.
She knows herself.
Oh no, you know me. I'm you know me. And then you realize that's why.
Oh my God, I was playing, I think the same games. Illustrations has been following me everywhere, but I joined my American style friends for Christmas. I'm a Jew, but I love to do Christmas with American families. And so we're at Christmas, we're playing the game, the timer ran out, and whatever, someone's husband to the mom was like, the timer's done. And I had to be like, don't you yell at the matriarch of this family. Are you out of your fucking mind?
It's fucking Christmas.
I flipped out on him. I'm like, how dare you rush the woman who has brought us all here? I was livid that he was just like, Tina, the timer. And I was like, shut your fucking mouth. I remember I was so mad
I feel like
him.
we have in common, like, being sort of like a white immigrant that completely passes as fully American. You see all the darkness of like American white families and you're like, they don't know what is going on inside my head right now. Like, I am in shock.
I'm in shock. Well, because but we're dramatic in different ways, right? My big thing that with my family that frustrates me is every family event we would go to with extended family, we would wear safety pins on the inside of our clothes to ward away the evil eye because we don't trust our family.
Well, Greek people invented the evil.
Of course.
I mean, it's a huge thing in our culture.
And now as an adult, my parents are like, why don't you like your cousin? Why don't you hang out with your aunt? I go, you taught me my whole life to be scared of them, to wear things and do little evil eye shit because our family is evil, and now you want me to just hang out with them? You taught me not to trust them. I don't trust them anymore. And then after every family event, we come home and talk shit about them. And then now I'm like such a shit talker, and it's like I was just raised talking shit about everyone that was related to me all the time.
Oh yeah, it's a form of bonding in my family.
Well, I was raised to talk shit as well. Yeah.
Everyone talks shit, right?
It's toxic.
Because this is my big gripe. Everyone's like, when you're 60, you realize no one is even paying attention to you. No one thinks about you.
Wrong.
I'm thinking about everybody. Yeah. I'm judging everyone. Are people really not thinking about others? Are we small? Because it's like big people talk about ideas. Small people talk about people. And I go, I've been talking about the same people for a decade with the same people, and it's the same story.
Yeah, and I love it. Yeah. And by the way, I talk about ideas. Here's an idea: integrity. She doesn't have it.
Yeah. It's also like so funny to be like judgmental of like, yeah, you guys need to play your little axe throwing game. I just need to talk about the same person I've been talking about for 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, I'm sorry to ring the Joan Didion alarm, but we tell ourselves stories in order to live. And you know what you are not? You know what is not something you do in order to live? Axe throwing. When I'm talking shit about someone, I am at least doing oral storytelling, and I am.
Well, you're creating morals. You're creating sort of a new religion, even of like
a new religion. You are playing with oral traditions.
Of course.
Did you see there was a TikTok where it was like a group of women at dinner, like eating, and then it said, first one who talks shit about someone pays for everybody.
Oh, please.
So it's all these women just silent. But then the comments are all people being like, wow, small mind. Really? That's how? And I'm like, fuck off. Yeah. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I want to talk about these people over and over. Like, even my friends right now having like this friendship lunch today. I'm just like, I can't wait to I can't wait to know how this fucking conversation went. I just want to gossip constantly. And I'm aware it happens, probably behind my back too.
Well, you got to be aware of it.
You got to be aware.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fair trade. It's sort of
I
like,
agree.
yeah, whatever. I'm sure people are talking shit.
I'd be pissed if I
celebrate it.
Because all comedy road trips too, all I do is we talk shit. So if I've never come up, like I'd be upset.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have flaws.
Of course.
Find them. Talk about them.
Explore them. Maybe use them in a script.
But you know what's bad? When someone comes up to you and goes, oh, this person said these horrible things to you. And I'm like, why would you do that?
That is a breach of trust. And also doesn't help anything.
That's happened to me a few times in my life. And those things have stuck with me I hate that people brought me into it.
Yeah.
But why is gossip, is it just because it's a more feminine thing?
Well, gossip is definitely stigmatized because it's a feminine thing. But Men, I mean, who is it that has the joke that's, I think it's Julia Shipley. She has the joke that's like conspiracy theories are the ultimate gossip, and that is very male coded.
Oh my God, yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, so you think of gossip as this like female thing, but in fact, like, I don't know, hearing something about some Illuminati thing is like the ultimate gossip.
Yeah. And I grew up on Us Weekly, Entertainment Tonight. I just want to know everything about everyone. The only time I get sad is I'm a perpetually single person judging everyone's relationships constantly who won't get out there and meet somebody. So that's sad for me.
But judging relationships is a classic, though.
It's a classic.
And it's much better than judging like your single friends for being single.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Being single makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Marrying a dud does not.
Well, objectively, being single makes more sense than
marriage,
period.
Yeah.
I
want to be married, though. It's
do you?
bad.
Do
I
you?
I think it's so romantic.
I agree. Yeah.
I love the little, not traditions, but little moments of it all.
Yeah.
I think it's humiliating to be so vulnerable and earnest in front of, your work colleagues and distant relatives. But I think it's just so romantic to make this kind of declaration with somebody. But it never seems to truly work out, except for my sister.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
I'm always sort of like, why do you need to, like, the proclamation of it is always like, why? Like, I'm like, have the party. But I'm always like, what are you guys doing?
Even running to the little courthouse. Because I think about weddings. Anytime I'm anywhere, I go, oh, we could do a wedding here. I plan weddings everywhere I go, every restaurant. This would be a good rehearsal dinner. This would be fun. I'm going to shut this down. Like, everywhere I go, I think about what kind of wedding-themed event I would have there.
Wow. What would you have in this room?
In this room would be the photo booth.
Of course.
This would be the photo booth.
Oh, I can see the silly props now.
There's the perfect red wall, and then all the props would be here, the lights ready.
Yeah. My one comment on weddings, and then we have to do shout outs, is we need to figure out the food situation. The food at weddings is the worst food you will ever have, including like making an egg that is undercooked.
See, I'm kind of obsessed with it though.
No.
I will. No. I'll say some stuff. You need richer friends because the rich, they have great food.
Well, no, what it comes down to is
rich friends.
My cousin had a $300,000 wedding.
Wait, you have rich friends?
No, I think the solution is you have to have wedding celebrations at restaurants rather than at a venue with catering. Like that, don't you agree?
Yeah,
no?
but my cousin had Chef Daniel Balut. He catered that.
Okay, Liza. Do you know I've met Danielle Balut?
I did not.
So I was telling Sam this. Okay,
wait, but I have
truncated version of the story.
And then I know we have to rush, but I have a comment on it. Because
basically it's not an interesting story, but I met him and he's very nice. But now
he is nice.
I want to go. I want to know what you're. Yeah, he's very nice.
So we're these like wild Soviet Jews. So most of our weddings are family style. It's tons of constant food. The bottles of liquor are on the table with chasers, and the food is just there, and you're all eating all night. There's not like dinner then dancing. It's like constant throughout. So at my cousin's wedding, she's very American. She had this Daniel guy, like that's who catered. So it was just one plated nice meal, and the Russian relatives lost their minds. Were asking for more food, talking shit about the sweat. Like they were pissed there wasn't more food.
Cousin had Daniel Balut.
Well, he wasn't there, but his catering, like his thing.
He has a catering. But that's still probably like so expensive.
Her wedding dress alone was $30,000.
What does she do?
Finance shit. Corporate real estate, and her does finance stuff,
Yeah, we're changing careers starting now.
She's been to Alinea 3 times.
What's Alinea?
It's known as like the 7th best restaurant in the world. It's in Chicago. It's and then the chef famously had like mouth cancer, lost his taste buds. It's wild. It's like molecular gastronomy.
Yeah, and it has really gone downhill since then.
Wow. But yeah, a wedding. Well, you know what I love at a wedding for food? I love an after wedding brunch. Like the brunch the next day is my favorite. People are fucking. They come in, they're haggard. You talk about and everyone, just everyone eating eggs. That's like my favorite.
Do you know what I've noticed recently as a trend? And maybe I don't know if this is common or if I just went to 2 weddings that had this. You have the dinner, dancing starts. People are dancing for 2, 3, 4 hours, and then there is sort of a secret post-credits drunk meal where they bring out like
grilled cheese.
If you don't have drunk food and a photo booth, you didn't really get married. That I believe in. I want to wear a silly hat in a photo booth,
yeah.
and I want a cheeseburger or in my mouth at midnight. Like,
All right.
well, because I went to a
here
wedding
first.
where it was just one taco truck, and you got one ticket, and it
No.
was what, and everyone was blacked out because there was no food.
No, that's evil.
It was just one ticketed taco.
No, if you're
ride out.
ticketing your food, that's
And an open bar.
no.
And so it was just, everyone was like, we were so
The idea that you're
hammered.
trying to go back for seconds and you don't have a ticket.
No, that's so
shameful.
That's embarrassing.
It really is. But it's expensive. But you're right. The food is never that good. It's always the apps that are good or the rehearsal dinner food or something like that. But I think family style
Yeah, family style works.
is better because then you don't have to have this. It's like a plate of cut up steak already. I love family style.
I like family style too.
The only thing I'm going to say about wedding food is that I like trying, like in the same way that I like going to all gay bars to like see sort of how everyone's doing it and like what the little nuanced differences are. I'm obsessed with wedding food to be like, okay, what kind of bad is it going to be? Like, what's going to surprise me? And I think
I was
that is
pissed
a fun little thing.
because I put salmon and then I got some fucking rice instead of mashed potatoes. I didn't know that. And then my friends were like, duh. But so I learned that recently.
Was there an option for mashed potatoes?
Well, the steak was with mashed potatoes.
But I get why the salmon would be with
of
rice.
course, but all I want a
that's
mashed
tough.
potato
That's
at a
tough.
wedding.
That's tough. Yeah.
Do you guys know the show Four Weddings?
No.
You would love
Like
it.
the reboot of Four Weddings and a Funeral?
No, you're gonna love it.
Is it a
It's an
reality
old
show?
TLC show where four women go to each other's weddings and then rate each other.
Oh my God.
On a scale of 1 to 10 for food, dress, venue, and overall experience.
I love that.
And then the winner gets a free honeymoon. But all the weddings are bad. And it'll be like one woman going, I have a dry wedding. I don't believe in liquor. And then the next bride's like, I like to party. And then it's like, I think a wedding is a theme. Themes are sick. And then the other woman's like, I'm having a Halloween wedding. And then so they ruin each other's lives going to these weddings that they hate. Outdoor, they like.
They should do that with gay weddings.
That would be so fun.
If they have not had a gay episode, that is so fucked up. But I don't think they have. But theater wedding, and then the women are like vicious. They'll be like, I had to wait in the line at the buffet, so I give this wedding a 6. Like stuff like that.
Wow.
And they try to like fuck each other up. I think you guys would have so much fun watching Four Weddings.
Wow.
All right.
Well done. Should we do our final segment?
I think we gotta.
Can you introduce it?
I would love
Sorry, I didn't have more to say about axe throwing bars. You
No,
did
no,
keep
no,
trying to
you
ask
were-
it, and I just kept
never
talking about
apologize.
my cutter friends in junior high, and I apologize.
No. That is totally fine.
And do you think what makes it such a perfect topic is that it's pretty straightforward? Just like, it's straight.
Like, you came in with like a thesis, and then you're like, okay, anyway. Like it was like normally this is sort of a long form essay type, and you were like, nope, short answer, and it's like, okay,
And we're all like, yeah, we agree.
Yeah.
And there's no part of us that's like, also, it's kind of queer. Like,
well,
no.
we were like trying to dig into it a bit, and then it was like, you know what,
No,
not
whatever.
the point.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, no,
What is the queer activity? For a bar.
That's a good.
Is it karaoke?
It's a drag show, but that's more of a performance.
Yeah.
But I think it's collaborative in the sense that people are tipping.
It's also like crafting. Like queer bars love to be like drink and draw,
sure,
or
sure,
like
sure.
today, or like selling old clothes, or
Trivia.
like trivia.
Trivia is actually kind of queer.
Oh, I didn't know that. I love
It's
trivia.
and because it's like again
It's having
anything
a
a
queer
drag
comeback.
anything a drag queen can host.
Yeah.
I think trivia, even bingo, can be queer.
Totally.
Because bingo's not all encompassing. It's not like a whole bar with all these wood stumps, Like my local watering hole, Johnny's. One time we were just there randomly. They gave us bingo cards. I won. I got a thing of domino, but it's not like you could still chit chat. There's
Yeah.
breaks. Like it's not the center of the thing.
Actually, that's a good point. I do think it is more common in queer events to not have such rigid rules. Like even if it's a drag show, you're actually not going to get scolded if you're like talking through it, or if you do get scolded, it'll be it'll be funny.
You're gonna get
You're
scolded.
gonna get scolded. You're gonna get scolded. But you know what I mean. It's like everyone's there to have fun. Okay. All right. Shout outs. Okay. Liza, our final segment is called Shout Outs, and in this segment we pay homage to the classic straight tradition of the radio shout out. And I have one I could go.
Please
first.
go
Okay.
first.
All right. What's up, bridezillas and groomistas out there, and everyone at the taping of Four Weddings on TLC? I want to give a shout out to Gravlax. I am such a salmon queen, and I always just get normal smoked salmon. But here's a treat for you. Get your bagel with Gravlax. Do it once every few times. Sam, you look so
What is this
confused.
word?
Gravlax.
I've eaten, but what's the difference? I don't know.
It's not lox?
No. It's more. I don't know.
Is it more salted?
I think it's more salted, and it's usually more like tender and more expensive. Please, if you know the difference, do not come for me. All I know is that it is a slightly more. I don't want to say nuanced, but like a slightly more complex flavor. So you're sort of like, wow, I didn't know salmon could be even more salmon. And so get out there and get some sort of like dilly gravlax, put it on a bagel, have it in a sandwich, and treat yourself. And yeah, it's going to be a little more expensive than normal lox, but guess what? You deserve it because it's summer and it's time to eat fish.
Woo! Fish comes alive in the summer.
Salmon is my top favorite. Salmon avocado sushi I could eat every single day for lunch. Every
to
day.
have salmon like in your fridge and do a sort of toast that's like cream cheese, salmon, avocado, and then a little lemon on top. Are you kidding me? Cracked pepper?
I don't cook or assemble.
But that's not
either.
assemble either?
I can make an egg.
Assembling is as hard as cooking.
That is not true.
George, you're going to be shocked. I buy sliced and peeled apples in a bag.
No.
If I have to cut an apple, I'm not going to eat it.
Wow, I actually love that. That's genius.
If I'm going to nourish my body in a healthy way, there cannot be any barrier to entry.
You know, I love bananas, and I think it's because it's just like boop.
Yep.
Boop,
Yeah, they're
boop.
ready.
Oh, I was going to do it for this because I've been planning on the show for so long, but I'll just tell you.
No, just do it. No, literally, your
Hold on,
turn.
because
No,
I have
it's my turn.
another
Oh, you
thing. I have another thing. I take a banana and I put whipped cream on it, and then it tastes like pie, but it's not.
Wait, I love that.
Yes.
That's so good.
Whipped cream? This episode is honestly about whipped cream.
Yeah.
Okay. What's up, everyone around the globe? To everyone who's ever had a dream and ever believed in themselves, I want to do a repetitive shout out. If you heard the Patreon, you know what I'm about to say, and I'm doing it again. I want to give a huge shout out to Rush by Troye Sivan. That's right. Twinks are back in a huge way. Now more than ever. Twinks are back. Taste is back. Music is back. Horny is back. Finally, summer can start. I feel so moved. I feel hungry for the future. I feel hope. I feel finally someone has art direction in this world. I'm so excited for Troy. He proves that yes, gay guys can be nasty and in a public forum. And I celebrate that. Troy Sivan Rush. Woo!
Is this Padam Erasure though for Song of the Summer?
No, it's not erasure. It's defeating.
You think it defeated Padam Padam?
I do. I think Padam Padam is there's too much irony in it. People are a little too LOL about it.
Sam's like twink pilling is insane. Like Sam is the number one enemy of twinks. You know, he loves bears.
Wow.
Like the fact that Troye Sivan has won you over in this way is shocking.
Did you watch The Idol?
Yes.
Okay, I love. How funny is that?
I'm all in.
Fully tortured and then chill the next day.
And then she's like, never mind. It was such a bad show. I was addicted to it, but shout out to Troy shout out to Rachel.
You're
She was
going to love
incredible
this.
in it.
I was at Jumbo's Clown Room. It's like a strip club, but not really. They have to keep bikinis on, but they're really good pole dancers. I've never met Troye Sivan. He is behind me, though, at this Jumbo's Clown Room. But he's so weak, his dollars won't go to the stage. And I was sitting right at the stage, so I would take his dollars and like throw. Dude, I was
so
like his
funny.
in between.
That is so helpful.
Wow, look at you
was cute.
uplifting queer artists.
We had the best time. Jumbo's Clown Room. I was there with Jared Goldstein, and this woman comes out and he goes, "We love your balayage." Like we were just having the best time with the girls.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, Lisa,
whenever
the time
you're
has
ready.
come.
Okay. What's up, everyone back home in Skokie? I do want to give a shout out to Mega Babe Thigh Rescue. This is no one's pain. This has changed my life. It has made my time in New York and in the world in the summer manageable. I put this on my thighs. They rub all night. No chafing, no pain, no nothing. They come in big sizes. I take the little one, put it in my purse, and my thighs will never bleed again. There will never be sores. Fuck friction, and I love it so much. Thank you so much, Mega Babe.
Wow, I love recommending an actual product.
Yeah,
maybe we'll get a sponsorship.
I hope you do. I mean, life-changing.
Wow.
You don't have to wear shorts. You don't have to do anything. Pop it in.
I love
There you
learning
go.
about a new product.
I know you want to end so bad. Your gold earring, gold frame,
Yes.
gold necklace, perfection.
thank
I could not
you.
stop looking at this gold.
You know what? While I have you here, should I get other ear or second one in this ear?
Ooh, I think second.
Okay. What do you think?
I was gonna say other ear.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
Maybe I'll do both.
Maybe, but not at the same time.
Not at the same time.
Because then
Yes. Of course.
Oh, smart.
I learned from mistakes.
Yeah.
I learned from pain, bleeding, pus. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
One side at a
That'll
time.
teach you, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Once your ear is bussing, you will keep that lesson
A product
forever.
recommendation and advice.
Yeah, huge.
Am I the first person to bring the product?
Yeah.
We've definitely had people like hold something and recommend it, but not in a planned and perfect way like this.
It's just because New York is, I'm here right now.
Yeah.
It's hard. But I was going to do the banana, but I got it out anyways because I won't let you end this show. No, well, you can end. You can end. I'm
okay.
so sorry.
No, I'm not. I'm literally just...
And we
In
support
fact,
the
our
strike.
Our next guest is late, so I was stressed because she was supposed to be here, but she's not. So
Perfect.
So want to keep going? All right, Lisa, thank you so much.
Thank
This
you
has been
for
a true
having
delight.
me.
Thanks for doing it.
You guys are killers. So fun. Such a fun show.
Oh my goodness. Well, bye.
Bye. everyone.
You're what made Chipotle come back into my life.
Oh my
I go, if he's eating Chipotle, I'm eating Chipotle now.
Wait, Lisa, you are allowed to promote your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I have a podcast called That's Messed Up, an SVU podcast with my friend Kara Clank. And we recap an episode of SVU, the true crime it's based on, and then we maybe we'll continue interviewing actors from the episode.
Yeah, maybe. As long as they don't mention that they were in SVU.
Yeah, 100%.
That'll be hard for you, I think.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Thank you so much. But the murder will continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well, here's to murder.
Here's some murder. Cheers. Bye.